Okay, we're back. I'm going to try this again. Get everything all set up here. Sorry about the poor audio quality. I'm still working on audio levels and everything. This stuff is all new to me. I've never done any media stuff in the past, so I had to learn quite a few things to get this up and running. I'm still learning, obviously. Okay, character selection screen. This is the ranger that I made before. Now he's got all his newbie armor on. He'll pick up dual wield later on. Right now he's just carrying a mug in one hand, or a lantern, I guess it is. Before I get everything up and running, I'm going to play with some sound levels and see how it all works out. Figured if I used some classical music in the background I wouldn't get hit with any copyright notices. Yet I got hit with a copyright notice, so got rid of the music in the background. I'm going to try some of the game sounds. When we left off with our starter quest, I was asked to go talk to Twinken, and that's this guy right here. And I wanted to start out fresh here because the bot thing is kind of convoluted. There's a lot of commands that you have to learn. So we'll hail him to get the process started there. The task stage is complete. And that's where your actions window is going to come in. You're going to want to switch over to your socials tab. I don't even remember what the instructions are, it's been a while. Let's go with the bot create help first. Now the fun part is trying to choose a name. All names are unique, even amongst the bots, so you have to create a unique name for your bot. Sorry. I just know from the last character that I made that clerics are number 2 and night elves are number 6. So I'll do the name, 2, 6, and then male or female. So, Hort Jr. Class is cleric, race is night elf, and we're going to make this one female, why not? Oh shoot. And it's always fun when this stuff pops up in general chat and anybody standing around can hear what you're doing, because it makes you look like a retard. Yeah, this game does require some typing. Class ID 2, race ID 6, and female. That's just a priest. Okay, now I'm going to make a macro key for bot help. And the command is, because this is something you'll use frequently, at least till you learn the commands. There's tutorials online, you can find all this stuff there. Bot help. Now go and accept that, and then we just click the button. And there gives us our rather extensive bot list. Make another one called bot call. And this spawns your bot. Bot spawn Hort Jr. I'm pretty sure it can spawn anyone from your account. Any bot that's currently on your account, but I'm not 100% certain about that. They might be tied to the character. I don't know. So let's call our bot. Okay, it's not working. Oh, typo. Hork. Let's see. Accept, and then bot call. There. That spawns the bot. Then you have to add your bot to your group. Invite. See the little white button over here on your group panel. Invite, and then your bot joins your group, and then your bot will follow you around. Now you want to turn your taunt off for a healer bot, and you might want to turn combat off too. Again, I'm not 100% familiar with how the bots work, but I do know that to give an item to a bot, you need to use this next macro. Where's that? Hold on a second, I'll find it. There we go. Create another macro, bot give, and #, bot, give item. Except you can also add the argument for a slot ID, which corresponds to one of their inventory slots. But if you don't do that, it'll just automatically give them the item, and it'll fall into the slot where it's appropriate. And why are we doing that? Because I'm going to go to the plate vendor, find the cleric armor. There it is. I'm going to get a full set of that. And then we're done with that. Target your bot, which is F2 since you're in a group together. F1 is you, F2 is your bot, or the second person in the group. F3, F4, F5. Then you go open up your inventory, grab one of your items, get it up on your mouse. You just click on it to pull it up on your out, and then click on the bot give. And it'll give it to your bot, and your bot will equip it in the appropriate slot. And remind me to get one more bracer. And the same applies to weapons, shields, anything. And what's nice about the bots is you can even give them stuff that's normally not droppable. No drop stuff. You can even give those to the bots, because it stays on the account, I guess, is how they flag that. Another bracer. Inventory. Bot give. Oh, see, I didn't have my bot targeted, so it didn't work. There. A lot of little things to remember, targeting and whatnot. You can't cast a spell on something unless you have it targeted, unless it's an AoE. But I think even for AoEs you need a target. Okay, that takes care of that. Now there's another command, the bot taunt that I told you about earlier. I'm making a macro for it now just to get in the habit of doing the macro thing, but you don't really need one for this. It's a one-shot deal. You turn it on, turn it off. Bot taunt off. Accept. Oh, okay, the cleric bot doesn't have the taunt skill, so there you go. Your bot levels the same time you do, but you have to command your bot to level. It'll automatically do so if you zone, but if you're in the same zone, like you camp in an area and you level, you want your bot to level too, so you'll target your pet, or your bot rather, and do the bot update command. Bot update. There. And then every time you level, you just target your bot and hit update, and boom, your bot will level. Now let's go get a weapon. In the beginning, the cleric bot does a lot of melee attacks. Later on, it tends to focus more on healing. It seems to be an automatic thing. I don't understand it. But we're going to come over here and grab a standard issue staff. And let's see, 4 to 29. Yeah, here you see on the weapon some of the stats. Base damage is 4, and then that's modified by your strength and your combat abilities and whatnot. And the delay is how fast or slow the weapon is. A higher number, slower weapon. Two-handed weapons, you want really long delays because they tend to have higher base damages. Although in Everquest it's not as tight as it is in World of Warcraft. So you really just gotta look at the DPS of the weapon, and they don't list DPS obviously. So it's just trial and error, whatever works for you. Again, I'm far from the most experienced Everquest player. I'm a very casual player. Let's see, silver belt of contention will drop eventually, and that's a nice little thing. I can't wait till we get one. It's a haste belt that adds haste to your everything. Spells, combat, whatever. Just standard issue shield, that's what I wanted. Where'd it go? I'm gonna get one of these for my bot. I don't think I can wield one. I'm gonna buy one because they're free, but I don't think I can wield it. Up to inventory, bot give. And you have to make sure you're in the right channel, because if you're like in the out of character channel and you start doing these bot commands, it's going to go over the out of character channel. Always a good idea to have your cleric healer bot as armored up as possible, so throw that shield on there because it's more armor. I don't think I can... Oh yeah, I can use shield. Lantern works whether you carry it in your hand or whether you have it in an open inventory slot. If you have it in a backpack, you won't get the light from it. And that's what that is. I'm equipping a shield for now, but I will dual wield later, just for the extra armor, if nothing else. Where are we at on our quest list? Okay, now we go speak to Suni the High Priest. This lady will be your best friend at lower levels. This is the buff bot provided by the game server. You hail her, and then you tell her if you want buffed, if you want to heal your wounds, or if you want to cure a disease, because some of the diseases last a long time. Right now we just want buffs. At first level, your buffs only last a few minutes. That's fine. Q. Then we go speak to Trix, who is going to take us to our first zone. We're going to start in Crushbone, and there's a reason for that. Crushbone has been heavily revamped. It's still the same basic map, but some of the creatures or some quest NPCs were added. That kind of thing. Right now we're just going in there killing some orcs because we're looking for something. I'll show you what that is when we get there, when we find one. This is a neat little thing, and any of you old Everquest players might get a little upset about this, but it is what it is. So, we'll find an orc. It cons red, but everything does at first level. Let's get some of our... I know I got more combat. Yeah, there's a kick there. See, I just leveled that ding sound. That's me leveling. Tracking button, I'm going to put over there. Find. Move over there. This, I try to save this bar specifically for ranged attack, or for attacks. And then this bar is for all my secondary stuff, like tracking. Rangers have an ability called tracking, where they can pull up this list and see all the creatures that are, within a certain distance. I like to sort them by distance so I know which ones are close and which ones are far away. That's something you're going to want to work on as a ranger. It is a skill that has to be improved, and I'm also trying to get gold. Ooh, I got 1,000 or 100 plat. I didn't realize that. I should have bought my bags, but we'll do that later. Right now we're just killing stuff. Where is he going? A little bit of lag glitch. Ah, look at that right off the bat. Silvery belt of contention. That's the belt I was talking about on the vendor. It has 21% haste. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that right on. I'm going to pick that up too. That's the trade skill material you need to make your... Sorry, daughter's being a little fussy today. It's the materials you'll need to make your trade skill, depending on what class you are. I need the plates. Taunt, it's just what it sounds like. It taunts the bad guy onto you. If it succeeds, that time it failed. J-boots. We're going to keep these in our backpack because and that's a pattern that you need for the upgraded newbie armor. That's the head pattern. You want two bracers and then one for each of all the other slots of your straight up, head, chest, arms, legs, wrist, feet, hands. Yeah, you need 2 of the bracers, 1 for each wrist. Like I said, I'm just killing these bad guys because I'm trying to show you something. They're all extremely aggressive right now because I'm such a low level, but once I level up a little bit, they'll stop being as aggressive. Unfortunately, in the very beginning, your bot drastically out DPSs you, so he tends to pull all the aggro. As you can see, my bot's about ready to die. I did forget to level my bot. There, bot leveled. There, bot's been leveled. That's the leather that you need. Then there's chain and then plates of steel for the 4 different armor types. And that's all there are, just the 4 different types. Damage 24 delay, 4 damage 29 delay. I'm going to take that just because it's an upgrade. I always keep my starter sword. I don't know why, there's no reason to. I just always have. It used to be you had to keep your starter sword because it was used in like your Epic 1.0 quest, I believe. But I don't think that holds true anymore, or at least not for Ranger class, because I did the Epic on the live server, and it didn't require my starter sword. Don't know if that's worth strength stamina. No. If it had wisdom on it, I'd give it to my cleric, but it doesn't, so I'm not worried about it. And as you can see, all the buffs I got from the buff bot back in the hidden forest area have worn off. They only lasted for 3 minutes, but I'm just farming these guys right here in the very beginning to try and get these little things. There, I just leveled, so I leveled my bot. And they're being very stingy with them today. When I came through with my paladin the other day, every other guy was dropping one of these parts that I needed. Ah, there's one. You need 3 of these strange looking crystals. That's a wrist pattern. Like I said, you're going to need 2 of those. Arms. Ooh, I'm getting lucky on this stuff. I am going to have to go back to town soon because I'm running out of space. I was just hoping to get those 3 crystals before I had to go back to town. In the beginning, your cleric, or your bot, follower, mercenary, call it whatever, runs out of mana constantly. Do not depend on it to keep you alive. Unless you actually give your bot a chance to med up, which I'm horrible about doing. There's my second wrist. That's nice. That guy dropped nothing, and I'm gonna go kill this guy, and then I'm gonna head back to town. Yeah, see, there's some kind of little lag going on here. There. That's one of the quest givers, a goblin right there, and then there's another one over on back down this alley right here. But we're not going to do those yet. They involve killing Emperor Crush and Dorn Devin, or whatever his name is, and some of the other higher level orcs for the zone. And there's another one way in the back. Shoot, I don't think you can see it from here. Oh yeah. You go down over that hill where that orc is, down over here, and there's a guy who, once you collect some ore parts for him. What's up, yo? You target this guy, the little pixies are your teleporters. Click on the hidden forest and it'll take you right back to the starting zone. I'm primarily going back to get these backpacks that are for sale at one of the vendors. They're weight reduction bags. It drops you off in the training area where all the trainers are and whatnot. Actually, let's go talk to our ranger one real quick. Where the heck is he? I can never find him. There he is, hiding behind the bard. Right click on him just as if they were a vendor. Later editions of the game added a click-through ability where you could click on things without clicking on your character. This version doesn't have that. Oh, that sucks. And for those of you wondering who I'm talking to, my son just joined the chat and he's having some issues running a game through his streaming software. It's a newer game, higher system requirements. Don't know why I did that. Level 10 I'll pick up the disarm ability, level 10 I'll pick up the dodge ability. It tells you what level you pick up your abilities. If you have an ability available like forage, which is a great skill for a ranger, that allows you to forage up food without having to hunt for it all the time. You just walk around the zone, click forage, and you'll pick up a piece of food and throw it in your backpack, and you'll eat it as needed. In the beginning, you're not going to forage shit because you're no good at it, but later on you'll get better. Train. You want to at least put 1 point in every skill that you can, because it goes up faster. It's really hard getting that first point to automatically go up. You're gonna have to show it to me. I like to use my practice points to put at least 1 point in all the trade skills just to get them started. Trade skills are a bit cumbersome in this game. A lot involved. Alcohol tolerance, you can get drunk. There's actually a skill for it. The higher your alcohol tolerance, the more you can drink before you suffer the effects of alcohol. We're just going to leave that at that because I'm going to get some more skills later on that I'd rather save the points for. In the end, you're not even going to worry about that. It's just something to do in the very beginning when you're first making your character. Oh. Used to be a lot of fun to do PvP when you were drunk. Doubly fun if you were drinking while getting your character drunk. Okay, gonna go over to this guy. Oh, this guy. We want Umbo. He's the backpack guy, and he's this bag of tink. Nope, that's not it. Where the hell is it? Oh, I'm thinking of the random loot drop bags. This guy does sell bags, but they're not the bags I was thinking of. Again, there's my starter sword. I'm going to save that. I'm keeping the lantern on me just to have it. I'm going to start throwing these patterns in the bank. I'll grab them as I need them. Save these for alts. That way they don't have to farm them. I'm going to keep everything else on me. And I'm going to go pick up a few backpacks. These aren't, again, the ones I was thinking of. The ones I was thinking of are 100% weight reduction bags. Anything you put in them is weightless. These are just regular backpacks I'm buying now, though. You just want to make sure you have room for all the loot. Bigger backpacks are available than 8 slot. I know on retail they have like 32 slot bags and whatnot. This game I'm not so sure. So we're going to go back over to Suni the High Priest. Hail her. Tell her to buff. And she buffs both you and your bot. So you don't have to worry about that. And then we go back over here to Trix. Hail her and go back into Crushbone. We're going to kill those orcs again until we get 2 more of those crystals. And while the screen's loading, I'm going to get a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Hey Mikey, you're sitting there. How are the audio levels? And as you can see, my buffs, the first ones I got only lasted 3 minutes, but now that I've leveled up, they're 14 minutes. Eventually I'll get up to a half hour. And we're just going to kill more orcs. Normally this part of the process goes good. Or goes fast, but they're being stingy with the crystals today. See, that's what happens when you target yourself and right click. It opens up your gear window. It's this central portion. Work on your forge whenever you get the chance. We're going to take that. Because we're going to give that to the cleric. It's an upgrade. F2, give item, and we're done. Now what the bot does is it swaps out the one item for the other. This is standard issue staff, you can't sell it, so I'm just going to go ahead and destroy it. Yeah, this is on that Hidden Forest server. The zone maps tend to be the same, but they've highly customized a lot of this content. There's a quest giver down here, a goblin, and then there's another one over here. And then there's a dwarf who asks you to collect some ore. He's back over behind this wall over here. Some new content, kind of neat stuff. There, I just leveled again. So we target the bot update, bot is leveled, and it shows you what all your bot stats are now. Your resist, stats, mana, health, all that stuff. That's the metal stuff you need for the plate armor. I need the rings, actually, for this character. Ding! Yeah. If you've ever played World of Warcraft and somebody said ding, this is why. Again, a lot of these modern-day MMOs owe their existence to Everquest. Ooh, there's another steel plate and my second crystal. One more of those and we're good to go. This is my OCD coming out. I have to have all my bags nicely lined up. Drives me nuts when they're not. So there's my first crystal. Just gonna take that one, drop it into my first bag. Okay. Now we got 2 of those crystals. I'm gonna take all 3 of these guys on at the same time, just to expedite this process a little bit. Eventually you'll start getting a light blue. Right now it's just gray, blue, white, yellow, or red. But eventually a light blue will be added, green will be added as yeah, I did. I made a ranger, and I also have a paladin, but you get a full contingent of slots, so you can make and re-roll as often as you'd like. There's another steel plate, wonderful. You need 1 plate for each piece of armor. Actually, this is my ranger. I need these rings. I'm sorry. I don't need the head pattern because I already have it. I forgot. I was playing my paladin. They need the plate pieces, but the rangers need the ring pieces. Now you see the weapon in his hand? He's got a dagger in his hand. When I kill him, he will also have a dagger in his inventory. Any weapon that they're carrying, they will drop when they die. Silvery Belt of Contention. I'm going to give this to my bard. Because it's a lore item, you can only be in possession of 1, and then I'm going to loot the one off of this guy and equip it. Yeah, if you want to set this up, Mike, you click on the link that I posted in the description to the Hidden Forest server, and when you go to their setup page, it'll have a link to an Underhill or an Underfoot client that you can download. There's 3 links, a link and 2 mirrors. Download that, and then you want to download the Hidden Forest launcher. That'll update the game client, that'll update your launcher, and then you should be good to go. Otherwise, like if you download the Platinum Edition, there's a lot of really complicated setup stuff that you have to do, and it's just, why make it more frustrating than it needs to be? You can play it in full screen and stream at the same time. So, yeah, because it doesn't capture your mouse. There's my links. I need those, and I need 1 more of those crystals. As soon as I get 1 more of those crystals, I'm going to head back to town to show you why. I don't know if you can see it in the chat down here, but you can see my skills going up. Having issues, I gotta set all my filters for over here, and then over here I have to put all my combat ones back. Okay, we're good. Should be okay now. When you loot an item or a bad guy, it automatically picks up all the gold on the thing. If you hold down shift and right click to loot, it will loot everything on the corpse. If it's no drop, it'll give you the pop-up box. Are you sure you want to loot this? More rings, that's always good. I think there's a Legionnaire, yes. Legionnaires are kind of the middle big guys. They're a nice fight. They don't just fall over when you smack them once. Rangers don't get a lot of different melee attacks. They tend to focus more on their spells or their ranged attacks, especially at higher levels. So whereas a warrior would have a bunch of different attack things here, or combat abilities down here, ranger will have a few, but they'll have spells down here that they'll be casting in addition to, because they're a hybrid class. So it's a little bit of both. Some druid spells and some warrior attacks. Just trying to get that third crystal. There's a guy in here. He's a bit of a jerk. Not too bad to kill. He drops a bow. That's why I like to kill him. Yeah, I saw that. You're gonna make yourself puke. Mormons used to do that all the time. Those guys that we used to go biking with do the gallon challenge, and none of them were ever able to successfully do it. Oh god, he's so hard to loot because he never comes out of the house fast enough. There he goes. And there's the bow. Just going to throw that right in the bow slot. Staff the Undecided I don't want. We kill these three guys. One of them should drop the third crystal. Oh, that lag bug is a pain in the ass. It's just some latency. It's a private server, so servers aren't going to be as fast as an official retail server where they have lots more money to throw at servers. These guys all operate on a shoestring budget because it's all, basically volunteer work. Damn, level again. And it's strongly recommended that you make a hotkey for attacking rather than right-clicking, because that is an option, but you don't want it, because if you accidentally right-click on a vendor and start attacking them, chances are he's going to kill you. Vendors in this game are sick strong. Got a head pattern array. There's my third crystal. Okay, we're going back to the Hidden Forest. To get this wonderful thing that I've been telling you about. I already know how the process works, so I'm not going to do any spoilers. Just let it be a little bit of surprise. For those of you that have played Everquest before, it'll be kind of neat. For those of you who haven't, it won't really mean all that much at all. Hail this lady, send this back to the Hidden Forest. Our buffs are about to run out anyhow, so perfect timing. Sorry about my slurping. I like coffee. First thing I'm going to do, because I keep forgetting, is learn my spells. In retail Everquest, you have to go, like the Plane of Knowledge or something like that, and go to all the different vendors that sell the spells, and you have to go through each one of them to make sure you got all the spells that you need. And you have to go to the Ranger vendor and the Druid vendor because of the overlap. And it's a very expensive, drawn-out process. Here, you click on this guy, you hail him, and you hit scribe, and he automatically puts them all in your spellbook. Oh yeah, Mikey, it's much higher. They say it's like ×4 rates, but I think it's even higher than that because you level really quick. I think I leveled off the first mob I killed in Crushbone. So yeah, leveling is much higher. Or much faster. I'll probably be, what am I now? 8, I'll probably be 15 by the time I finish this video. There's our new spells. You can see them in the spellbook. I opened the spellbook just to show you the spellbook interface. You get as many pages as you need. But you really don't need that anymore. You can just right click over here. There's my first dot, which is Flame Lick. Heals. Okay, I got an upgraded heal, so I'm going to get rid of this one and replace it with minor healing, but I don't think I can use that yet because I think there's you have to be level 9. In the old version of Everquest, the hybrid classes, Shadow Knights, Rangers, Beast Lords, etc., 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 didn't get their spells until level 10. I think there's some holdover there. Glimpse, there's some spells that are just not very useful. They're play spells, like Glimpse lets you see further away. Um, uh, there is no grind. The grind is completely gone. You go to a zone, you do all the quests, you've outleveled the zone by the time you're done, and it's time to move on. Very nice pacing, very nice layout. No more grinding, no more sitting in like North Row for 6 months trying to get to level 20. Rangers are really good with animals. They calm animals. They can at higher levels they can get animal pets, animal companions. But for right now, I'm going to put Flame Lick down there, and I always put my snares in the 7 key. I don't know why. It's just I'm used to playing with a split keyboard, you know, like an ergonomic keyboard, and I've switched to a flat keyboard. But the 6 and the 7 were always the dividing point on the ergonomic keyboards. So if I wanted some quick access to my snare, it was always one of those. It was always the 7 key because that was where the gap was on my number keys. So it was just easy to remember in a pinch. There, hit my snare, good to go. And then 6 was always some other oh shit button, because those were the 2 easiest to find keys on a split keyboard. I've gotten into the habit of doing that over the years. I still do it now, even though I'm using a flat keyboard. A flat and somewhat dusty keyboard. Now, oh, the crystals. That's right. You take those crystals that I've been talking about endlessly, and you go over to this guy. And he's a vendor, so you open him up and you look for your Paladin emblem. I might need 2 sets of these crystals, I'm not sure, but we're going to find out. Okay, buy. Buy one of those things, and then you're done. Then you take that emblem that you just bought, hand it to him, and that'll open up the give window. You hand it with him in addition to the 3 items. And you get... I can't believe I just did that. Okay, I just got the Paladin one instead of the Ranger one because I was playing my Paladins. Now I have to go get 3 more of them freaking crystals. I'll be back. This will only take a few minutes. Buff up. Run back to Crushbone. The only reason I go to Crushbone is it just seems like stuff drops better there. The crystals, I mean. There's the 3 starting zones are Unrest, Crushbone, and the Paludal Caverns. Paludal Caverns, whatever. But all 3 of them have been heavily modified. At some point I'll take you through the alternate progression stuff, because I've never done it myself, so I'm kind of curious to see how it is. Oops, we don't want to go back just yet. We want to kill everybody first. As long as they're at least green, they provide XP. That's the 2-handed equivalent. Don't need it. There's some argument for Rangers using two-handed weapons rather than dual wielding. That's one of the backpacks I was telling you about. It's a 100% weight reduction backpack, 8 slots, and you can put any size item into it. These things are really nice for a starting character. Oh. There's a buff bot back in the starting zone that does all your buffing for you. Much better buffs. These are hand-woven shoulder guards. These are going to drop again. They drop a lot. So I'm just going to pick these up and give them to my bot now. So that when the next set drops, I can just pick them up and put them on myself. See, I keep opening that damn thing. Come on, 3 crystals, 3 crystals. Just going to go into hyper mode here for a few minutes, bear with me. Arms, do I have arms? I don't know, I'm going to take it because I don't remember if I got that one yet. The leg and chest pieces you'll only get off the bosses. And here you'll get them off of Crush or Dorn. In Paludal Caverns, there's a big mushroom guy that drops the patterns for the chest and leg pieces. And in Unrest, it's I think it's any of the name mobs in Unrest. We'll drop it. There's another one of those belts. This is a monk weapon, fist weapon. Don't need either one of them, so I'm not going to pick either one of them up. I do need those. And there's one. Yes. It's an oracle over there. I don't like to kill them until I need to. Not that they're hard to kill or anything like that, but you need them. See, there's my shoulder pads. You need them for a quest, and they drop this thing for a quest involving the dwarf in the back of the zone. So I don't like to kill them because there's a chance that somebody else will be here doing that quest, and the drop rate is really low on those things, so I try to leave the oracles alive as much as possible for other people. Very good community on this server. Nice folks, people who just want to play Everquest. No trolling. Just a good bunch of folks. Good old school players. Crystal number 2. And again, you can see this guy's got the dagger in his hand. You'll see it on his corpse when he dies. Crystal number 3. Brilliant. That went quick. Now let's see if I can do it again without screwing up. And there's crystal number 4. See, there's the dagger that he was wielding. Every class gets a upgraded starter weapon. Rogues, of course, use daggers. Stabbing, piercing instruments. Rogues can use any piercing like a rapier. A rogue can use a rapier. As long as it's piercing. Warriors have the greatest flexibility as far as weapons go. They can use any weapon and any armor. Clerics, I think, have the strictest. They can only use like one-hand blunt weapons. Or two-hand blunt weapons, maybe. But okay, we got our 3 crystals. Now remember, I'm a ranger, not a paladin. So I have to buy the ranger token, not the paladin token. Click on Murgot, find the ranger token. It's all alphabetical. Ranger emblem, buy that. Get out of there. Open up my backpack, there's my ranger emblem. I hand it to him, along with my 3 crystals. 1, 2, 3, give. There's my Ranger Epic 1.0. In the retail version of the game, you can't even think about getting these weapons until you're level 40. And it involves a lot of travel, a lot of going to different zones. I can't dual wield yet, so I'm just going to keep this one in my backpack for now. But yeah, that's the first of my 2, or 1/2 of my epic weapon, because rangers can dual wield, so they get 2 one-handed swords, whereas like paladins get the fiery defender, which is the one I got the last time, which is a big old 2-handed sword with flames coming out of it. I think you can actually see all the epic weapons, the 1.0 epics on the trainers down here. Yeah, I know that's the Beast Lord one, or the Berserker one, the Beast Lord. Monks get probably do the best damage when they're not wielding any weapons at all. So their epic weapon is actually it's a one-handed melee, unarmed weapon. It's called it's basically just reinforced gloves, I guess. But yeah, you can see everybody's wielding their epics. Necro, of course, has a skull thing on it. Forgive the graphics. This is a game that was made before a lot of the viewers in this video were even born. Warrior Epic is just pretty. Looks like a lightsaber. And there's the Shadow Knight one with all his dark menacing aura and the little skulls floating around the base of it. Oh, that's my bot. And you can see the Bard one. There's the 2 Ranger Epics. They both shoot lightning. I don't know why. Shaman is a spear. Rogue's, of course, a dagger. And Druid is a scimitar. That's the only edge weapon Druid can use, by the way, is a scimitar. They can't use one-hand slash, two-hand slash weapons except for one-handed scimitars. Not that there's a two-handed scimitar, but yeah, you know what I mean. So now we're actually going to start playing. That's another player right there. You can tell by the color of their name. It's a darker blue or purple. If they're like role-playing, most people just leave it the dark blue. If you're on like anonymous mode, it won't show anything other than your name. It won't show your title, it won't show your guild affiliation, it won't show any of that. But most people just leave it blue because it doesn't matter. Okay, we're buffed. Now we're going to go to... Let's go to Unrest, because I really like Unrest. Unrest has a lot of undead stuff. Oops. Went too far. These guys will teleport you to the regular zones, normal zones, and Sky Shrine. Pretty much anywhere in the world. There's a whole list of zones you can teleport to, and that ferry will take you there. This one takes you to... These ones take you to the specialized zones. And it goes all the way up to level 70. But we're going to Unrest because I just like Unrest. It's a fun zone. Lots of named NPCs, lots of neat drops. Oh! The first thing you do when you come into Unrest is talk to that guy in the green right there, Captain Sholex. And then your teleporter ferry is right behind you there. Remember where that's at. There is a map for the zone. Some zones don't have maps. Like if you're going to Lake of Ill-Omen, no map. You'll have to find one online and download them. You used to be able to go to Map Fiend and get all the maps for all the zones, but for some reason Map Fiend went down, and it used to be the go-to place for zone maps. And then you just put them in your game files. Hail this guy. Tell him I'm ready, accept the quest, and he wants me to kill 5 of these dogs and get their hides, or their pelts. So we'll do that real quick. And you'll see my there's a damage cap because I'm low, so the most damage I can do right now is 20 points. That increases as you go up in level, until you reach, I think, level 50, where your damage cap is just removed altogether. Don't quote me on that, I'm just going based on memory. And memory's the very worst resource. And this is simple, you just kill 5 of these dogs, or nothing to them. If you're a lower level and you come in here and you attack one of these dogs, they'll all attack you. But once you start getting a few levels under your belt, they stop doing that. What's that, 3? 4. And you'll get a yellow mess there, task stage complete. So I guess I did have 5 after all. And then normally when somebody asks you to go fetch something, you have to hand the stuff back to them, and you can't have the stuff in a stack. You have to separate it, one item at a time. Later on they changed that so you could hand in stacks, but on this version of the game you still had to do items one at a time. But this guy doesn't require that. You just have to hail him, you automatically lose the things out of your inventory, and you advance the quest. And he wants you to go talk to this little gnome over on the other side of the garden maze here. And that's what this is right here. You can see the entryway right in here. I don't know if I can zoom out enough that you can actually see it. But yeah, you can see the garden maze up in there. And there's a road that goes down the middle of it, split into 2 halves, with a pathway going down the middle. But he wants you to talk to this guy, and this guy wants you to kill bugs. Because apparently back in these days, that's all you did at low levels was kill bugs. He says, will you give me a hand? So you click on hand, and accept the quest. I just realized you guys can't see the quest dialog boxes. Accept. And that brings up my quest thing, and you can see the quest in there. I have to kill 7, either the Unrest pox beetles, Unrest beetlelings, or spiderlings. These are these little guys right here. So you kill 7 of them. Easy peasy. But this building right here is a manor house, and there's like 3 or 4 floors in it. Name mobs all over the place. Pretty neat zone. I imagine back in the day it was a lot spookier than it is now, but I'm just blasting this one out and the next one out real quick. This is a thing where you can create weapons for your bots. They're called no rent, which means if you log off, they disappear. So you have to make a new one. That pouch lets you do that. Enchanters can do it all the time. It's one of their special abilities, but anybody else either has to get them from an enchanter or use something like that. Definitely not the most dynamic combat to watch. It's a lot of just standing in front of a bad guy. I mean, half the time you can go AFK during combat, especially if it's mob you know is not going to kill you. There, task stage complete. Loot them all because they all drop cash. That's something that's kind of unique to the server. They may have done that on... Okay, hand in the quest. He says, how about another hand? So now he wants you to kill the bigger bugs. And will-o-wisps. And they're in the back part here. See, that's a pensive spiderling. This is a pensive spider. And you see this one's a higher level, it's yellow. Now my bot's starting to kick into healer mode. These things are from the Halloween quest, these brains. You have to collect 4 of each color, I think. And but that's only active around Halloween. Everquest has always been very fun around the holidays. Any holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, you name it. They do a special event for it. That window keeps popping up because I keep right-clicking on myself. Using mouse movement. It's almost better to use the keyboard movement in this game. Unless you're doing like PvP. I have no idea what the PvP is like on this server, having never tried it. There, I just hit him with a dot. My piddly little 4-point dot. These little yellow, or little blue things are called will-o-wisps. These are creatures that can only be hit with magical weapons. So if your weapon doesn't have the magic tag on it, like this one does, magic, lore, no trade, you can swing all day at this thing and it'll just say this creature is vulnerable to your attack, and you won't do any damage to it while it slowly kills you. I'm pretty sure once I get to level 10, my first damage cap will go away and I'll be able to do up to 30 damage maximum. These creatures are a bit social back here. If they're too close together, you'll get more than one. So if you're finding yourself having a bit of difficulty killing one of them, be very careful about pulling more. You see that big will-o-wisp over there? That's a named will-o-wisp. He drops a special dagger thing. What's it? Encephalostone is his name. Well, let's kill him. Hit him with a dot. Jesus, windy out there today. There, I just leveled again. This is a bard weapon, I believe. No, what is this? Oh, it's a dagger. I'm not going to pick it up. But it's a dagger that has a dot built into it. Pretty nice if you're a rogue. Pretty decent damage, very short delay, and then you get full backstab damage bonus if you're a rogue. If you're not, it just does the base damage and it ignores this backstab damage. It's not a bad little dagger for a newly starting rogue. Does absolutely nothing for me. I can use daggers, I just don't see the point. And there's always some argument between the two-handed weapons or the dual-wielding. I've always been a big fan of dual-wielding just because it's more dynamic, more fun to look at, although its DPS is a skosh lower. But for a ranger, that's not a big deal. I'm hoping one of them drops a glowstone. It's a very lightweight light source that'll replace the lantern. Although that only weighs a ½ pound. I've killed the ones I needed, and I can advance the quest now if I want to. I'm just trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to do actually, so let's get out of here. We'll go back over and talk to the gnome, and he'll give us something, and we have to take it back to the guy we talked to in the first place. Hey, I killed all your damn bugs. See, and he gives me this note. So I'll just throw that in my slot. Let me take this over. Every once in a while when you're running through here, there will be a ghost standing right here that will attack you as you're trying to run by. And probably kill them, but they're kind of tough for the starting creatures in the zone. And then you go up to this guy, you pick the thing up on your mouse, click on him to give it to him, and then you hit give. That advances the quest. Then he gives you another click text that you have to click on. And he wants you to talk to Papa Tobias, who is an orc, or ogre rather, who lives second floor. Nobody will aggro on you yet, but eventually these guys will all start hating you really bad, and then if you try to run down through them, they'll all start attacking you. But for this guy, we want the back stairway, and there's pitfalls. You see these spikes right here? On the corresponding floor, the ceiling above here, there's a hole in the floor, which drops you down onto these spikes, and you take damage for it. Something to be aware of. And I forget how to get upstairs. This is one of the name mobs who has the possibility of dropping either the leg or chest pattern. I think he only drops the leg pattern. But all these name mobs in this in Unrest drop unique loot. It's pretty nice loot pieces. We have to kill that guy eventually, but not just yet. We have to go up another floor. And there's Papa Tobias, a big old ogre. Now I'm about the size of a short human, so that gives you a rough idea how tall the ogres are. And this is a playable race. The ogre is. They are very large. Trolls are just slightly smaller. Give him that letter. And then click on ready. And he gives you a book of oh, that's not what I thought it was. He gives you a book that you have to take back down to that gnome. So there's some running back and forth here when you're first getting started. But that's okay. Take a hard right to get... This is the stairway I was looking for. Takes you right out the back door. Then he wants you to take it over to little Billy here, the gnome. Doesn't seem like a very gnome-like name, but whatever. Pick the book up, hand it to Billy, and give. Sorry about those quest completion sounds, they're very loud. Okay, we have to collect 5 soul stones. Soul stones are dropped by these ghosts over here that I was telling you about, that will attack you if you run past them. And all you have to do is you have to go into the maze, find them, and kill them. See? And they are aggressive. They're the only aggressive mobs in the zone right off the bat. Except for the ones down in the basement. You don't want to go down there. That's the last place you hit in this zone before you go on to something else. And he didn't drop one. Ooh, this is a big one. That's an earring. Why didn't I not automatically equip it? If something says attunable, then as soon as you equip it, it becomes attuned to your character and can't be taken off. Not all things are attunable. But if it is, it's yours for life. Although you can still hand it to your bot, which I will do if I happen to find any more of those that drop. Nope, one of them shanked me as I was walking by. Oh, it's this guy. I forgot about him. This is kind of a rare spawn. Old Man McGee. Still setting up my chat windows, but he drops his sword. It's only available to Paladins and Shadow Knights. It's a nice sword though, because it has a stun proc, but it does this character no good. And there I went out the back of the maze. We're still trying to get 5 of those soul stones that we need for the quest. They don't drop every time, obviously. It's the purple brain. And all my particle effects turned off. The game does have a certain rustic charm. There's one. There's my particle effects. Boom! See, that's what my dot looks like when you have the spell effects turned on. Rangers get quite a few dots. So do druids, though. Not nearly as many as necros, though. Necros are... I had one on a PvP server, and it was just a lot of fun to play. Okay, now we have to go into the maze because I've run out of bad guys on the outside. Not too many on the inside either. Best way to navigate this maze is zoom out and go overhead. It's not a very complicated maze, it's very easy to get into and out of. But oh, you can see my damage cap has increased already. I must hit level 10. Yeah. So now I'm doing 28 damage. And I should probably tell my bot to level up. Bot really needs to med up. When your character levels, you automatically get all health back. All health, all mana. But it doesn't apply to your bot, though. He still has to heal or med the old-fashioned way. Did I kill all these guys? Nope, there's one. And there's another one. Bot is taking a beating. Come on, not a single one has dropped yet. Good lord. Don't run away from me. There, now I got two of them. I'm going to go ahead and dot this one too, just to get the process started. Bot's getting the shit kicked out of it. Shoot, my bot might not survive this one. Okay, that takes care of that one. Ding. Level my bot. Oop, there's a soulstone. There's another Leatherfoot backpack. Brilliant. Here, we're going to have to go without light for a little while. That I'm just going to throw right in there. So when you get 5 of them, you hit the combine button, and it'll combine them all together to get the quest item needed. And no, that's not one. Eventually I hope to replace all my bags with those Leatherfoot bags. Mikey, you still there? Oops. Taunt's finally starting to work, so I'm able to keep the aggro off my cleric. My bot. Now we're just trying to get out of the maze. Bot's trying to buff me as I'm running away. Oops. Looks like everything's starting to respawn. Shoot, almost lost my bot. Come on, why are you not dying? Yeah, my bot just died. So I have to get out of here. Another soul stone. It's as easy as I'm making this look. If it weren't for the bot, I would not be able to survive as long as I have. Shit. I'm cornered. Okay, I'm out. So I'm gonna go back here, talk to the fairy, get sent back to the thing, get my bot back, and come back and finish up that quest. Also gonna make some of my armor pieces now that I got the some of the rings. Oh goodness. You see how slow I'm running? Well, I picked up these J boots earlier. Put them into an empty pack slot. And you cast them on yourself, and it gives you Spirit of the Wolf for 17 minutes. Allows you to run faster. And that's why J boots are nice. Journeyman's boots. The actual name. I'm going to keep all these pieces that I'm picking up so that when I roll up an alt, I'm having a lot of fun with this, so I'm probably going to play more. That I'm just going to sell, those I'm going to keep. Arms. No, don't need that, so actually I'm going to keep it because you can make a full suit for your bot also. And the patterns are givable, so you know, if I have extras I can just pass them on to alts. I'm going to take my arms. Oh, excuse me. Wrist 1, wrist 2, and my head slot. Okay, that's 4 pieces right there of the upgraded armor. And you go to the same guy that you got your epic sword from. And you buy, what am I making, 4 pieces, so I'm going to go get 4 of those ranger token emblems. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, getting money is no problem at all in this game. And then what you do is you take the emblem, the pattern, and one of your pieces. Give it to that guy, and he'll give you the armor. You can destroy the old one because you can't sell it. So, and again, emblem, pattern. It doesn't matter which order, as long as all three pieces are present in there. And the thing. It's wrist piece. Destroy the old one. Emblem. Yeah, anytime there's a fetch quest in Everquest, this is pretty much how it's handled. Destroy the old one. Now if my bot could wear a chain, I would probably save and give it to him, but probably not. Didn't cost you anything, can't sell it, no reason to keep it. And that's my headpiece. Ooh, and now that we got the headpiece, we don't need to carry the lantern around anymore because it headpiece does plain sight, focuses your vision, allowing you to see otherwise invisible creatures and allowing you greatly improved night vision. Some of the races come with night vision inherent. Elves, halflings, they come with night vision. Dark elves, well, any of the elves. Yeah, that takes care of that. That's what's left to do. Throw that lantern in the bank, just because I don't need to carry it. I'm going to throw one of my backpacks in the bank too. Not that one. We'll throw that one, just so we have more storage space. Throw those in that bag. Bring this bag over because, you know, whatever. Then we'll take that bag and throw it in the bank. So now we got two more bags, and you can do that in the shared storage also. You can put a backpack in the shared storage so you can share more than two items. And then while I'm here, I'm going to condense all my money. There we go. 243 flat. Not bad for a level 11 character. The original EverQuest, it would take you probably a month to get your first plat just by going out grinding and questing and whatnot. It's not like that anymore. There, bot's back. Bot's at full health. Invite him to the group. Don't forget to invite him to the group, because otherwise he'll just stand right there until you zone. Hail this guy to get your buffs before your bot uses up all the mana. Buffs are kind of pretty. Just waiting for my bot to get up some mana here, and then we'll go back to Unrest. Plottle Caverns is just an underground cavern system with a bunch of little mushroom guys and buggy looking things and whatnot. Not a lot to look at visually. This whole zone right here that we're in right now is all custom content. This is a bunch of people over here getting ready to go do something. Probably a small raid or something. I don't know. That's typically what they're doing. There is either a belt or a back piece that drops that increases the rate at which you regenerate mana, and you get it at relatively low levels. I'll come across one eventually. But that really speeds up the mana regeneration process for the bot. The druid's also a good choice. They get some fun buffs. And they have pretty decent heals too. Not quite as good as a priest or a cleric, but not too bad. Okay, so we're going to finish with the thing. We still need 3 of those freaking soul stones. Good lord. So we're just going to go into the maze. We're not even playing this time. We're just going to go and kill everything. Shoot, I forgot to get my spells. Remind me when I get back to town the next time to pick up my spells. Rangers use them. Some classes get spells that they don't use quite as often. Paladins, for example, although they use some, but it's not as severe. another one. This is one of the first games my son and I played together. I think Asheron's Call was the actual first game that we played together. Another older game, which is still live. It's free to play now, but you have to buy the disc, which is only $10. It's a digital download now, but yeah, it's $10, and then you get unlimited playtime, completely unrestricted access. Probably come down in another year or two. I think they only have enough active players now for 2 servers. It's like 2,000-3,000 active players, but that was a good game for its time. Fast, very fast game, very dynamic game. Graphics were very primitive, but man, what a good game that was. So if you ever get a chance to check out Asheron's Call and you got a spare $10 laying around, go ahead and give it a try. It's old. But it's fun. It had a jump skill. Your character had a jump skill, and the higher your jump skill was, the higher you could jump. They never expected anybody to do anything with it. I mean, it's jumping, but most players would end up maxing it out as often as or as quickly as possible, and then keeping it maxed because you could increase it as you went up in levels. There, that's the 5 we needed, so we can get out of here now. Not that I don't like killing these guys, but they don't really drop anything to make it worthwhile. So we'll just get out of here. There, we're out. Oh, that's a deep little pond. So I'm going to go over to Blinklestink, or whatever the hell his name is, Billy. Go over here to Billy, and first we've got to combine those pieces. But back to Asheron's Call, jumping story. If your jump skill was high enough, you could literally jump over a house. And then you had a run skill, and the higher your run skill was, the faster you could run. Nope. You have to make sure you're standing close enough to the NPCs when you try to do their quest thing, otherwise you won't be close enough for them to hear you. Okay, now he wants us to go over to the other side of the keep to talk to Lizzie McGuire. Yes, that's the name of the NPC. Hear that little beeping noise? That's the will-o-wisps. They have this cute little fuzzy beeping noise. And what does she want? 2 vials of blood from affliction guards. So now we have to start killing the guards. Something you want to be careful with killing the guards is they're social. So if you go to kill one, there's a very good chance you'll get more than one. Spells are handy for pulling. See, I just pulled 2. Shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna get my dot started on this guy, just to soften him up. I'm sure there are more efficient ways to pull these things, but it really doesn't matter at this level. You're going to kill it, even without the bot. Oh man. Nope, I got a message. Hold on a second. Okay. And these guys drop vials of blood, in theory. That you need 2 of them, I think. And once you get the 2 of them, it'll progress the quest to the next stage. Make sure my bots open. As you can see, when you con these guys, they're still not aggressive, they're just apprehensive. When they scowl at you ready to attack, that means they're aggressive. Pull the one closest to your bot. That way it's less likely to peel off you and go onto your bot. Because bots are assholes. And my dot start on this guy. So, you know, like I was saying earlier, my son and I, this was the first game we played together. First son, my number 1 son. And it was a lot of fun. But then World of Warcraft came out and ruined it. And I was guilty of it too. I played it right along with him. But that's how we made the guild. That I was showing in another video on the live retail server. There. That's brain, that's not blood. And that's not blood. So we're just going to sit over here and let my bot net up a little bit. Still got 19 minutes on our buffs. So we're okay. And this is the one game out of all the games I've played over the years since, well, 1999. When I first started doing the MMO thing, this is the one game, Everquest. It's been on every computer I've built since then. Because I always go back to it. Actually, while we're waiting, let's get something done. I'm going to run back to town, because we're going to stay here and wait anyhow, so I can just bring my bot along and can heal up in med as we go. I can actually just go to the buff bot back in town and have him heal up my bot if I really need to. Sometimes the bots are more trouble than they're worth, but they do start to hold their own later on when they're not quite as squishy and you get them some better armor. I'm going to update all my spells. And actually, let's check our combat abilities. Still just the 3. And here we got sense heading, hide kick. Ooh, I forgot about my forge. Should have been doing that all along. It's important to get that skill up. Oh, I guess it only heals me, not the bot. Whatever. Spells and disciplines. Hail. Scribe. There's some new spells I just picked up. A buff. Light source. Another buff. And range attack buff. Which is what I should be doing right now. I should get my bow set up. Soulbinder, where is the person I'm looking for? And combat abilities, I don't have any and I should, so I think I skipped a step. These are all raids over here, tier 1 through tier 5 raids. Cesara Temple, Temple of Ashan, Sleeper's Tomb. I don't know, you probably heard rumors about the Sleeper being awakened prematurely or something like that, and causing all kinds of havoc on the live Everquest servers. Oh, that's the Sleeper's Tomb right there. Burning Land and the Kingdom of Wind. Those are raids. or raid level stuff. I don't know what tricks he's got going on here. No, too low level for Trixie stuff. Sorry, I'm reading the quest stuff here. Okay, I'm not high enough level for that. It takes place in Jagged Pine. I know I'm not high enough level for Jagged Pine yet. What is this guy? Okay, this is all high level stuff here, so I'm not going to worry about it. This guy sells potions, haste potions, healing potions, things like that. Not so useful right now, but they do come in handy later on. His haste potions, for example. Certain things stack, like you can have a song, a spell, and an item. A song from a bard, a spell from like an enchanter, and then an item that you're equipped with. Like for haste, for example, the 3 will stack. But if you have 2 items, it won't stack. If you use like a potion and an item, it won't stack. Or a potion and a spell, it won't stack, because potions are considered spells. Got my spells. There's all kinds of little questy things for higher levels over here. Chaotic Armor, Headhunter quest. This guy's like, it's basically a bounty hunter thing. You have to go and kill certain people. The alternate progression, like I said, it allows you to experience this server in a different manner, more traditional manner, than what I'm doing right now, if that's your thing. I think it still has the increased XP rates, but it's a more traditional. Not once you join the alternate progression, you can't go back to the thing, to the regular head-forced stuff. So it's something you have to commit to. But yeah, if that's your kind of thing, it's worth checking out. I'm going to check it out eventually. I just don't want to do it right now. I'm just trying to show you the many features the server has to offer. And why is my bot not meditating very well? Yeah, we're buffed. See, there's a haste spell, increases your agility and your armor class. That's Spirit of the Wolf, increases your run speed. Clarity increases the amount of time you or how quickly you regenerate mana. I believe this is spell haste. Okay. Oh, that's right, we're killing those guards in Unrest. We'll do that phase of the quest, and then we'll switch back over to like Crushbone or Throttle Caverns. There's quests like that in all 3 of the starting areas, and it's a good idea to go through and do all of them. So by the time you're done with all 6 of them, or 8 of them, or 9 of them, or however many there are, you'll have out-leveled those zones. And it'll be time to move on to the next batch. Alright, Mikey, take it easy. I doubt if I'll still be on, but thanks for tuning in. taunt skill is not working as effectively as I would like. My bot's taking too much damage. But I will fix that. I'm pretty sure you can command your bot to not attack. Let's check it out. Well, maybe not. I guess the bot's just going to attack no matter what. That kind of sucks. I almost wish my bot wouldn't attack. I do appreciate the extra DPS, but create situations like this where I'm waiting for my bot to med. The bots will either be ogres or night elves. Or, I mean the guards. Or either ogres or night elves. Oh, there's one blood vial. And some more rings, that's nice. Now I just need patterns. This panel down here, and you can't see it because it's behind my portrait, but there's an extended target panel. Very handy for targeting mobs. It's much easier than trying to click on here. You just click on the mob name. To wield yet? Nope, not yet. I wonder what level you get that. There are a bunch of guards inside that I'd be going after, but they're also tightly packed together that it's really difficult to get them one-on-one. As you can see, my bot's already taking a beating. I'm gonna kill these little buggers right now. There we go. probably see what new spells I have. Eat like a cat. Get that one up there. Under fire. Okay, nothing else really worth doing. I feel like a cat isn't even really worth it right now because this one buff up here is much better than there. I've just been cursed or diseased or something like that. Ding. There's that dagger again that I don't need. There's another one of those earrings. Yep. Not lore, so I can have one in each ear. This is another one of those things that creates the weapons, and I don't want it. I haven't made it much past the starting tier, the level 1 through 30 stuff. I made it into the second tier stuff on my other account, but never took it too far because I got distracted by another game or something. There's so many games to play, it's impossible to keep up with all of them, but you try, so that's the important thing. Pretty much just killing these things just to let the guards out front respawn, because I don't want to go inside if I can avoid it. There's always a chance they'll drop something cool. Should actually go see what level I pick up dual wield. I forgot to check when I was at the trainer last time. Brains. Rangers also get some pretty significant direct damage spells later on, like Flaming Arrow, or not Flaming Arrow, but I don't know, lots of fiery stuff. I don't know why Rangers get fire. You'd think Rangers wouldn't want to muck around fire, you know, when they're out in the wood. They don't want to burn the forest down, but what do I know? Okay, they have respawn, so I'm going to wait for my cleric to net up a little bit. So looking through the different bot commands, see if there's anything on the list that will get my bot to do something cool. but I don't see anything. I mean, you can command them to do individual spells, or use a bow if they have it. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to grab some arrows. I'm gonna go do that right now. Still dubious. They don't hate me yet. Bows are a great way to pull. There's a macro you have to write for rangers. It's called auto fire or auto shoot or whatever. I think that's it. We'll find out when I get some ammunition for my bow. And you can make your own ammunition, which is much better, obviously, than store-bought. But oh, we're not anywhere near that area yet. Trade skills in this game are very time-consuming and expensive. But for the most part, they're all worth getting. Go over here to the weapons vendor, look for some arrows. Class 1 bone hooked arrow, and they're free, so buy 100 of them. And since they have weight, we're going to put them in our weight reduction bag. You want to grab one, put it in your ammo slot. All you need is one, and then it'll automatically pull the rest. And if there's any like it, even if it's a separate stack, it'll still buy, or it'll still use those. And we're gonna get another 100 more. Why not? They're free. Make sure we keep them all in our weight reduction bags. We're gonna check it out. What we're gonna do is go down here to the training dummies. What's nice about this is you can just stand back while the melee classes are up there. Because the range is pretty significant. And once you make that auto fire macro, it'll just continue to fire, just like your auto attack does. Otherwise it only shoots one arrow at a time. So you can get rid of the range attack button. And this is where I'm going to leave it off at this time, because I'm just going to stay here until my skill's maxed out. Actually, before I do that, go over to the ranger trainer, see when I train up dual wield. Oops, right click. Dual wield. Level 17, and I am currently 13. So 4 more levels and I can dual wield my epics. And then I'll be a happy camper. Till then, sword and shield. And this is how you level your bow skill. It will go up eventually. There, oh it is, it's up 13 now. So. But yeah, I'm not going to make you guys sit through this, so I'm going to log off here. Or, I mean, end the stream here. And I'll come back on later on when I get a chance and continue on with Unrest, and then probably move into Crushbone and Twaddle Caverns. And, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you'd like, and have a good day. See ya.